A Medical Charity Guide. Chapter 1. A Medical Charity Guide. Charitable medical organizations/medical charities. Many non-profit medical organizations are Christian. charities.org/medical/.html. charity-charities.org/medical/alabama.html. charity-charities.org/medical/texas.html. doctorswithoutborders.org, doctorswithoutborders/medicine sans fronteras. jobmonkey.com/nonprofit/healthcare.html, nonprofit healthcare organizations. healthexcite.com/safety/emergency-services/organizations. nowh.org, National Association of Hospital Hospitality Houses, Inc. 800-542-9730, an association of more than 150 nonprofit organizations. org.enom.com/nonprofit-organization-healthcare-363.html. myYP.com, locate charitable and nonprofit organizations health by state. charity.com/charities/health_disease/index.shtml. cflcc.org, Catholic Charities of Central Florida. patients-association.com, a healthcare charity. patientfinancialresource.com. charity-charities.org. nonprofithealthcare.org. healthcharities.org. patientcharity.com, COBRA resources for uninsured in Georgia. charitynavigator.org. ehow.com, charities that will help pay medical bills. aboutmyhealth.org/patient-charities-list.php. patient.co.uk/directory/charities, a directory of UK health, disease, illness, and related medical websites. stvincent-patients-visitors/patient-guide.aspx. conwaymedicalcenter.com/patients-visitors/charitycare.aspx. healthwellfoundation.org. arcatsida.org, 0L43724451, AIDS volunteer, France. bokjarath.org, Charitable Medical Healthcare Foundation. cmmb.org, Catholic Medical Mission. FlyingSamaritans.org. fondatiionclaudpopidou.asso.fr, 0140137500, Help the Sick, Elderly, and Disabled, France. ghcore.org, Medical Service. GoSprout.org, 888-222-9575, Help developmentally disabled people with therapeutic recreation. GouldFarm.org, Farm of Mentally Ill People, Monterey, MA. hcfriends.org.uk, Hospital and Community Friends. healthsurvey.org, Medical Missionary. hvousa.org, Health Volunteers Overseas. innisfreevillage.org, 434-823-5400, Therapeutic Community, Crozet, VA. internationalmedicalcorps.org. iltsofhope.com, christiansiharatabelemission.org. lighthouse.org, Help Visually Impaired People. lighthouse-sf.org, Help Visually Impaired People, San Francisco. lightthenight.org, 800-955-4572, Leukemia. marco-ltd.blogspot.com, Medical Amateur Radio Council. medicinesforall.ca. mercycorps.org. mercyships.org, 800-882-0887. msf.org, Medical Personnel Volunteers. nehemiahmedicalmission.org. nonprofithealthcare.org, Alliance for Advancing Nonprofit Healthcare. operationsmile.org. patchadams.org. physiciansforpeace.org. poh.org, Project Open Hearts. psr.org, Physicians for Social Responsibility. quakerinfo.org. qva.org.uk, Quaker Voluntary Action. arraseforthecure.com, 800-462-9273, breast cancer. redcross.com. redcross.org. savethechildren.org.uk. stvincent.org/st-medical-services/cancer-care/you-are-not-alone/financial-assistance.aspx. volunteersinhealthcare.org. medicalreservecorps.gov, the Civilian Volunteer Medical Reserve Corps. worldvision.org, worldvision.org.uk. ugo.org/clinics.htm. American Association of Retired Persons. 601 E Street, NW. Washington, D.C. 20049. 202-434-2277. 888-687-2277. aarp.org. Arch National Respite Network. 800 Easttown Drive. Number 105. Chapel Hill, North Carolina 27514. 919-490-5577. Fax, 919-490-4905. chtop.org/arch.html. Catholic Charities USA. 66 Canal Center Plaza. Number 600. Alexandria, Virginia 22314. 703-549-1390. Fax, 703-549-1656. catholicihariTaisusa.org. Social Services to People in Need. Catholic Medical Mission Board. 10 West 17th Street. NYC 10011 to 5765. 212-242-7757. Fax, 212-807-9161. Healthcare Volunteers. Direct Relief International. POB 30820. Santa Barbara, California 93130. 805-687-3694. Medical Help Worldwide. Doctors Without Borders / Médecins Sans Frontières. 6 East 39th Street. 8th floor. New York, New York 10016. 212-679-6800. Fax, 212-679-7016. DoctorsWithoutBorders.org. MSF.org. DoctorsWithoutBorders.tumblr.com. Delivers emergency medical care. Global Volunteers. 375 East Little Canada Road. St. Paul, Minnesota 55117. 800-487-1074. GlobalVolunteers.org. Health Volunteers Overseas, HVO. POB 65157. Washington, D.C. 20035. 202-296-0928. Fax, 202-296-8018. hvo@aol.com. hvausa.org. International Eye Foundation. 7801 Norfolk Avenue. Bethsaida, Maryland 20814. 301-986-1830. Help the Blind Worldwide. Lalmba Association. 7685 Quartz Street. Arvado, Colorado 80007. 303-420-1810. Fax, 303-467-1232. Medical Clinics Worldwide. Mercy Corps. 3030 Southwest 1st Avenue. Portland, Oregon 97291. 503-242-1032. Fax, 503-796-6844. Many projects worldwide. Jewish Board of Family and Children's Services. 120 West 57th Street. NYC 10019. 212-582-9100/888-523-2769. jbfcs.org. Programs, Residential Facilities, and Day Treatment Centers. National Alliance for Hispanic Health. 1501 16th Street NW. Washington, D.C. 20036. 202-387-5000. HispanicHealth.org. PeaceWorks Medical Volunteer Program. 305 Washington Street SW. Blacksburg, Virginia 24060. 540-953-1376. Fax, 540-552-0119. Peacework.org. Project Hope. Health Sciences Education Center. Millwood, Virginia 22646. 540-837-2100. Fax, 540-837-1813. projhope.org. Volunteers to help improve health clinics worldwide. 800-448-3543. Volunteers of America. 1660 Duke Street. Alexandria, Virginia 22314. 703-341-5000. Fax, 703-341-7000. VOA.org. A major provider of professional long-term nursing care for seniors and others coping with illness or injury. A list of medical NGOs. There's a 3-volume set called the National Directory of Nonprofit Organizations, which I found at #061 at the library, which lists many charities. GuideSTAR.org, get nonprofit tax filings. irs.gov/charities/index.html, IRS charities and nonprofits, search for charities and nonprofits. apps.irs.gov/app/pub78, IRS charity search, find charities. irs.gov/charities/political/article/0,109644,00.html, IRS political organization filings. Some political organizations must file with the IRS. Philanthropy.com/free/resources/resources.htm, Chronicle of Philanthropy Internet Resource Links. pj.org/links.cfm, Philanthropy News Network's Philanthropy Links. Idealist.org, Action Without Borders site allows organizations to search a database of over 20,000 international nonprofits. GuideSTAR.org, database of over 640,000 nonprofit organizations. GuideSTAR.org/search, nonprofit records. GuideStar provides financial data from IRS 990 filings on 501(c)(3) organizations, searchable by name, town, or type of organization. More than 850,000 NPAs available. Nonprofits.org, Internet Nonprofit Center provides some basic IRS data on nonprofits. ForLaborsOfLove.org. ForWork.com. AccessCommunity.org, community groups. ag.state.mn.us/charities/char_srch.asp, Charities Minnesota. ai.mit.edu/people/ellen/non.html. aidpage.com. ala.org/ala/iro/intl association.org/conf/international.htm. allcharities.com. allianceonline.org, National Alliance for Nonprofit Management. apc.org. app.iucn.org/webfiles/doc/ssc/redlist. asa.ugl.lib.umich.edu/ch-docs/nonprofits. asanet.org/careers, American Society of Association Executives. Benefice.com. Benton.org, links. Benton.org/practice/toolkit, Benton Foundation's Best Practices Toolkit. bili.lib.duke.edu/pubdocs/ngo/a-e.asp. boardzource.org, formerly the National Center for Nonprofit Boards. cafonline.org, United Kingdom. canadem.ca, go to international trends and opportunities. cascadelink.org/orgs, an interactive listing of nonprofit organizations and clubs in Oregon and Southwest Washington. cen.org, Center for Excellence in Nonprofits. census.gov/clo/www/ngoplan1.html. change.org. blogforchange.org. guidastar.org. chardonpress.com, grassroots nonprofit publications. charitablechoices.org. charitable-organizations.org. charities.org. charitystoday.com. charitiesUSA.com. charity.ca, Canada. charity.org. charityamerica.com. charitychannel.com. charitycommission.gov.uk/cinprs/first.asp, UK Register of Charities. charityfocus.org. charityguide.org. charitymall.com. charitynavigator.org, an independent organization that evaluates the financial health of America's largest charities. charitynet.org. charitynorth.com. charityusa.org. charityvillage.com. charityvillage.com/charityvillage/irs1.asp, online resources for nonprofit organizations. charitywatch.org. charitywatch.org, a charity watchdog service. CharityWave.com. CharityWeb.com. ChristianVocations.org. Citizen.org. civil-society.oas.org/permanent council. civiweb.com. clark.net/pub/pwalker. clark.net/pub/pwalker/fundraising_and_giving. clark.net/pub/pwalker/general_nonprofit_resources. cof.org, Council on Foundations. cof.org, Council on Foundations. columbia.edu/cu/lweb/individual/usgd/executive.html, Encyclopedia of Governmental Advisory Organizations. columbia.edu/cu/lweb/individual/usgd/legislative.html, Encyclopedia of Governmental Advisory Organizations. commondreams.org/community.htm. communityresources.net. compasspoint.org. compasspoint.org, Compass Point Nonprofit Services. connections.org. consortiuminfo.org/links, organizations that create and/or promote standards. contact.org. corocean.org/comellinks.html, marine, fishing organizations. coyotecom.com/list.html. cs.caltech.edu/tilde-adam/lead/active_links.html. csn.net/ncl, National Civic League. csrc.nist.gov/organizations. cto.eds.co.uk, Nonprofits UK. cve.mitri.org/compatible/organizations.html. danenet.wicip.org. ded.de, German Development Service. democracyinaction.org/dia/organizations/rg. devdir.org. docs.lib.duke.edu/ego/guide/ngo. donationjunction.com. donorschoose.org. duke.edu/tavern/pete.metaindex.html. ebrd.com, European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. eco.org. ettransitions.ssrc.org. elsevier.com/wps/find/homepage/cws home, Journal World Development. envfor.nic.in/ngo/ngo-list.html. envirolink.org. epa.gov/osem/naspt/cbep97/cbep_mem.htm. eurobrussels.com/index.php. accessaccess.org. execsearches.com. fbci.gov, Compassion in Action. fdcenter.org/finder.html, list of foundations. fdncenter.org. fdncenter.org, Foundation Center. fdncenter.org, the Foundation Center. firstgov.gov/agencies/federal/all_agencies/index.shtml. foreignaid.com. foundations.org/grantmakers.html, Foundations and Grantmakers Directory. A directory of corporate, private and community foundations, aiding nonprofit charities in their search for funds. guidestar.org/index.jsp, GuideStar. fpa.org, Foreign Policy Association. gale.com, Encyclopedia of Governmental Advisory Organizations. genie.org. genie.org, Nonprofit Genie. getcited.org. give.org. give.org, a National Charity Reports Index. give.org/reports. myspace.com/social change websites. giveforchange.com. giveonline.org. givespot.org. globalpolicy.org/ngos. globenet.org. goodsearch.com. gpa.unep.org/ben/php/gp/ngo.php. grantsmart.org. greatnonprofits.org. greengrants.org, look at list of recipients. guidestar.org. guidestar.org/search. hansnet.org. hcr.org, Human and Civil Rights Organizations America. heartsandminds.org. helping.org. helpnetworks.com. hhs.gov/grantsnet/comments/comment-1.htm, Association of Private Voluntary Organizations. horizonmag.com, Community Development. hraria.org/link/index, Human Rights Education Association. human.com/inc. icnyp.net/files/report icnyp_final.doc, Non-Governmental Youth Organizations. icrc.org, Red Cross. icrc.org/web/eng/siteng0.nsf/html all/info_res_others_non-gov. icrw.org, International Center for Research on Women. idealist.org. idealist.org, 15,000 nonprofit corp listings. idealist.org, Action Without Borders, a global directory of more than 8,000 nonprofit groups. idealist.org/n/resources.html, Idealist. A project of Action Without Borders, contains over 35,000 nonprofit and community organizations in 165 countries, which you can search or browse by name, location, or mission. ifrc.org, Red Cross Worldwide. ifwp.org. igc.apc.org. igc.apc.org/igc, IGC Internet. igc-apc.org/odn, Overseas Development Network, Guide to Internships, Volunteer Work, and Employment Opportunities with Development Organizations. igive.com. igs.berkeley.edu/libraries/access_2000-1-2.html, list of NGOs. iisd.org, International Institute for Sustainable Development. ilo.org/public/english/comp/civil/ngo/relengos.htm. ilo-mirror.cornell.edu/public/english/comp/civil/ngo/relengos.htm imf.org/external/np/sec/decdu/contents.htm Directory of organizations. independentcharities.org, independentsector.org, indepcc.org, indianngos.com, infobase.internext.net/impact/10nplist.html, inlandrevenue.gov.uk/home.htm, nonprofits exempt from taxes UK, enom.org/npnotes, interaction.org, interaction.org, coalition of over 150 nonprofit organizations working worldwide and leading advocate for humanitarian assistance. Internet-prospector.org, nonprofit search engine. iom.int. irc.state.ky.us/other/internet/bmiller.htm, international organizations. irinnews.org. irs.gov/charities. irs.gov/charities-and nonprofits/charitable organizations. irs.gov/charities/article/0, ID =96136,00.html, publication 78, cumulative list of organizations exempt from federal taxation, determine how much of your contributions are tax deductible. irs.gov/prod/bus_info/eo/eosearch.html, IRS database of tax-exempt database. isoc.org/orgs, Internet Society. isbac-italy.org/ngolist.php. isbac-italy.org/ngoprof.php, International Scientific and Professional Advisory Council of the United Nations. upigo.yahoo.edu/related/related/.htm #jobsearch.monster.com/nonprofit-charitable-organizations_3. justgive.org. kidscharities.org. kimberlychapman.com/charitycheck/list. kpbooks.com. kscharitycheck.com, Kansas Charity Check. latinoweb.com. law.csuohio.edu/lawlibrary/int_resources.html, organizations which focus on human rights. learningtogive.org. liberty.net. libertynet.org. libsex.ac.uk/human_rights/ngos.htm. library.humboldt.edu/infoservices/indexes/alpha.html, access to Gale databases. library.stanford.edu/catdb/alldata.html, databases. library.syr.edu/cgi-bin/x databases.cgi, databases. lic.org, local independent charities. linguistlist.org/sp/societies.html. loc.gov/rr/electronic resources/full_description.php ?main ID =91, access to databases. magicello.com/categories.html, business directory. mastersandscribes.com, books. mckinley.com, list of nonprofits. msa-nathel.org/resources/relief_orgs.html, Islamic relief organizations. mvpsoa.org, military, veterans and patriotic service organizations. mwe.com/nonprofit-organizations. nasconet.org, state charity officials. nccs.urban.org/990, National Center for Charitable Statistics. ncl.org, National Civic League. ncna.org, Council of Nonprofit Associations. ncna.org, National Council of Nonprofit Associations. ncnb.org, National Center for Nonprofit Boards. ncpcr.org, National Commission for Philanthropy and Civic Renewal. neavs.org/info/charities. networkforgood.org. nira.or.jp/past/link/tt-link/index.html, National Institute for Research Advancement. Link to international think tanks and other policy research resources. noacentral.org, National Organizers Alliance. Links to progressive organizations and resources. lib.umich.edu/govdocs/psthink.html, University of Michigan Document Center. Links to political science/think tanks and resources. Nonprofit. Dead website, try.dash.com, verywell.com, and thoughtco.com. Nonprofit.gov. Nonprofit.net. Nonprofitcharitableorganizations.com. Nonprofitinfo.org. Nonprofit-info.org. Nonprofitissues.com. Nonprofitpages.com. Nonprofits.org. Nonprofits.org, the Internet Nonprofit Center. Nonprofit-staffing.com. Nonprofit-tech.org. Nonviolence.org/traint. Norn.org, Nonprofit Outreach Network, helps nonprofits get on the Internet. Not-for-profit.org. npa-us.org, National People's Coalition. npo.net. nptimes.com. npexpress.com. ntic-us.org, resources for grassroots groups. Nutbolts.com, magazine for nonprofit pros. nw.org. nypl.org/databases. oag.state.ny.us/charities. oecdwash.org, publishes the directory of non-governmental organizations, and goes, active in sustainable development. 1nw.org, 1/Northwest. ontap.org, nonprofit consultants. orgsites.com. orphanage.org. altruists.org. ourworldcommunity.org. pac.org, public affairs. pactpublications.com. palgrave-usa.com, development, Journal of the Society for International Development. pcpafg.org/organizations. pfdf.org. philanthropy.com. philanthropy.com, Chronicle of Philanthropy. philanthropy.iupui.edu. philanthropycenter.org. philanthropy-journal.org. philanthropyzarch.com, philanthropy search engines for nonprofits and philanthropy. pit.edu/home/ghnet/ghkr.html, World Health Resources. pj.org, Philanthropy Journal. pj.org/links_metaindex.cfm, Philanthropy Journal's meta-index of nonprofits. policylibrary.com. project.org. propoor.org. grants.library.wisc.edu/organizations/nonprofits.html. psc-cfp.gc.ca/npgm/epb7_e.htm, addresses of international organizations. quickdonations.com. raytital.com. redef.org, Roberts Enterprise Development Fund. reliefweb.int. r6.loc.gov/mm/atml/osir2/fedadvisory.html, Encyclopedia of Governmental Advisory Organizations. sanetwork.org. soar.de, Yearbook of International Organizations. scitechresources.gov. seedfill.com/devjobs/index. serve.com. servenet.org. socialchangewebsites.com. nonprofitcareer.com, Directory of Nonprofit Organizations. socialservice.com. sos.state.md.us/sos/charity/html/search.html, Charities Maryland. socaz.com/script/charity_search_engine.asp, Charities Arizona. state.or.us/cgi-bin/org/query.pl, Charities Oregon. Superpages.com. taxexemptworld.com/organizationsvolunteerinfo.org, look up nonprofit organizations. thehungersite.com. tmcenter.org, the Management Center. topics.net/forum/business/charitable-organizations. tradepartners.gov.uk. transabroad.com. tripod.com/work/goodwork/search.html. twutigersonline.com/resources.html, security organizations. ucop.edu/rowhome/cgmemos/orglist.html. uia.org/website.htm, international organizations. ulb.ac.be/cz/meta/sustvl.html. un.org/documents/ecosoc/1998/u1998-inf6.htm, list of NGOs. un.org/partners/civil society/ngo/ngo-ngls, United Nations Non-Governmental Liaison Service Handbook. un.org/pub/sales, United Nations Publications. unctad.org. unctad.org, United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, has a link for organizations. unesco.org/general/eng/infosurvey/db/dare.html. unf.edu/library/guide/bases-directories.html, Gale databases. unfccc.int. unjlc.org. usaid.org/careers. usdoj.gov/02 organization/02_1.html. uua.org/action/racial-justice/68advisory.html, National Advisory Commission on Civil Disorders. video.google.com, look up your nonprofit cause or issue. volunteermatch.com. volunteermatch.org, nonprofit organizations. wango.org, World Association of Non-Governmental Organizations, includes colleges. webactive.com/webactive/directory, list of 1,000 plus charities. westviewpress.com, books. wetfeet.com/asp/redirect.asp. whitehouse.gov/government/independent-agencies.html. wilder.org, books for nonprofit businesses. wipo.in/enforcement/n/cooperation.html. worldaccess.com/nonprofitorganisationsjustgiving.com. worldaccess.com/nonprofitorganizations. worldcommunity.com, World Community Service Network. worldcommunitycookbook.org, developed by Mennonite Central Committee to bring together consumption and a concern for justice. worldlearning.org. worldpress.org/library/ngo. wse.org.uk, World Service Inquiry. wto.org/english/forums_e/ngo_e/ngo gen_e.htm.